before we get into it, though, these are the regular season awards. Remember, regular season. So
Right.
Corey Seager's performance in the World Series should not come into account for this award that he's nominated for. Although, I don't know. I guess the votes were probably tallied up before the World
I
Series.
think the votes were tallied before, but it doesn't. That doesn't change the fact that we as fans can't separate the regular season from the postseason.
Recency
Partly
bias, all
because
of
of
it.
recency bias, and partly because the dude was otherworldly. But I have a little thing for you here for talking exactly about that. Okay. Couple things. We'll talk about Corey Seager in a minute.
Okay.
The American League awards for most valuable player are Shohei Ohtani. He's a finalist, rather. Shohei Ohtani, Corey Seager. Ohtani's with the Angels, Seager's with the Rangers. Marcus Semien, also with the Rangers. Okay. I'm really surprised by Semien being a finalist.
Super surprised by Semien.
Corey Seager makes sense. Shohei Ohtani, super duh. Okay.
Hey, Brig, real quick. Can I give it? I don't know if this is a hot take or what, but I think Seager should win this. He finished the season.
It's not a hot take.
He finished the season and got his team to the playoffs. I've said it before, almost single-handedly, when it seemed like everybody else is trying to sabotage their run to the playoffs. Between injury, forgetting how to play late in the season, Corey Seager is the dude who got them there. Forget the playoff run. He got them there.
Let me caveat that. I'm not going to disagree with you, but I am going to say that Marcus Semien played in all 179 Rangers games this season.
He did.
And he set a Major League Baseball record all-time plate appearances in a single season, 835. So you talk about a guy that showed up every single day and did his job every single, literally every single day.
Did he do his job every day? But he showed up, but did he do his job every day?
Exactly.
There was a stretch there where he was
You're right.
Not an MVP caliber player. And that's why I'm like,
I agree with that. But let's compare Corey Seager. I'm just going to do this right now. Corey Seager, just in the regular season, 119 games. Okay. 323, 390, 623 with a 1.013 OPS.
Dude, I'm saying
he's
your MVP. See? He's your MVP.
Across the regular season, Corey Seager hit 33 home runs, 170 OPS plus, and a 6.9 B WAR just in the regular season. That does not factor into the fact that in the postseason, he hit 318, 451, 682, and a 1.133 OPS, 21 hits, 6 home runs, 12 RBIs, World Series champ, World Series MVP.
I'm telling you, man, he's your MVP this year.
You just don't have a year like that.
As much as I feel like you could literally give it to Ohtani every single year, this year, Seager's got to get it.
I agree with you.
Sorry. Moving on.
Only shortstops to homer in back-to-back World Series games, Corey Seager and Derek Jeter. Only shortstops to have multiple 20-hit seasons or postseasons, 20-plus hits in the postseason, Corey Seager, Derek Jeter. Both top 10 all-time postseason home runs, Corey Seager, Derek Jeter. Both show up in huge clutch moments where if you're going to pick a guy, you want one of those guys. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
And honestly, we can talk more about that later when we wrap up the World Series. But yeah, absolutely.
Corey Seager. Okay. Yep. The American League Cy Young finalists: Garrett Cole, Kevin Gausman, Sonny Gray. Cole, Yankees, Gausman, the Blue Jays, Sonny Gray with the Twins. This is a no-brainer to me, and I'm going to do this for a minute, and I'm going to tell you it's still a no-brainer. Okay? Even though I'm a Yankees fan, Garrett Cole 100% deserves this award.
Well, they were giving it to him in like August, and then it was like the beginning of September. He went out and had a killer outing, and everybody was like, "There, he just cemented the Cy Young.
It's over."
The other two are just like also Rands.
Yeah,
and
they were here. It's very cool. The American League Rookie of the Year finalists: Tanner Bybee with Cleveland's baseball team, Tristan Casas with the Red Sox, and Gunnar Henderson with the Orioles. Now, being an AL East guy, seeing Tristan Cassis on this list is astonishing to me for two reasons. Two reasons. One, because I was not sold on Tristan Cassis. In fact, I was so convinced that they had made the biggest mistake ever by getting rid of Bobby Dahlbeck was a great decision, but putting all your faith in this rookie, I was like, you guys have lost your mind. At a crucial first base role, no way. And then here he is on a Rookie of the Year finalist. Now that is astonishing.
Yeah.
Also, if you're a Red Sox fan, congratulations, because that is exciting.
It is. That all being said, though, this is Gunnar Henderson's award.
Yeah, I was going to say that was exactly what I was going to say. And who is Tanner Bybee anyway? I don't even know who that is.
He's an also ran.
Yeah. The American League Managers of the Year finalists are Bruce Bochy with the Rangers. Again, it's a regular season award. Kevin Cash with the Rays and Brandon Hyde with Baltimore's Orioles. This one's a little tougher. This one I don't think is clear cut.
Yeah.
I don't think you give it to Cash, though. I think it's between Bochy and Henderson.
Right. I absolutely agree with.
And Hyde, I mean.
Yeah, I know what you meant. But yeah, between Bochy and Hyde. So look at this. The Rangers last year won 68 games. Yeah. This year they won 90.
Yeah.
Okay. The Orioles last year won 83 games, and this year won 101. So
feels like by percentages it's the same.
It's pretty similar. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you got to give it to Brandon Hyde, though.
You think so?
And I think part of it has to do with the fact that management was not behind him.
That's what I was going to say.
Because
they did not set him up for the success he was able to achieve.
Right. They put the guys on the field for him, right? But they were saying going into the season, like, yeah, we'll see.
Right.
They weren't doing a good job of selling tickets and selling this team. You know who does a great job of selling the team? Is Jerry DiPoto. He had me all in on Malik Smith a few years ago. Holy smokes, Brig. Granted, he stole like 1,000 bases, but that was all he did.
Yeah.
Nothing else. Literally nothing else. He wore more chain than he had more diamonds around his neck than he had hits in the season, and it was absurd.
Here's the argument for Bruce Bochy, though. Dude came out of retirement and in 1 year turned the whole team around. He was coaching his grandkids' baseball teams
and
when
France,
they called
by
him.
the way.
Yeah, when they called him.
Yeah.
So talk about stepping away a little bit. Brandon Hyde's been in the thick of it and didn't really take a break, not like Bochy did, and came in and won the World Series. So the difference is that the big difference maker players were brought in for Bochy. Bochy's front office set him up for, I think, a greater amount of success than they did in Baltimore. And so for the achievement of how did you work with what you had and what did you accomplish given the pieces of the puzzle we provided you, and let's be honest, the Orioles they took first place in the American League East, which is the most competitive division in all of baseball.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you can give it to anybody but Brandon Hyde.
That's how I feel. I do have a funny Bruce Bochy story for you real quick before we move to the National League, though. So my best friend from college, this is forever ago anyway. Rest in peace. But anyway, he's from San Diego, and Bruce Bochy, when he was managing the Padres, lived in his friend's neighborhood when he's in high school.
Yeah.
And so since they knew where he lived and they knew the code, because it was a gated neighborhood, obviously, they knew the code to the gated neighborhood, they would order pizzas and have them sent to Bochy's house. Like all the time. just because they could. Yeah, they're like, he can afford it. He's going to turn away the pizza guy.
Yeah.
He's ordering all these pizzas. Yeah.
They didn't pay for them over the phone. They're like, well, we'll pay you.
No. They ordered them and had Bochy pay for them. Like, I'm not kidding you, Brig.
Okay, that's funny.
All the time.
That's really funny. I'll bet he still remembers that and has no idea how to track that down.
Yeah.
We should
True
find
story.
a way to get him on the show, and you
Amazing.
can tell him that story.
I should. All right. So National League MVP got Ronald Acuna Jr. of the Braves, Mookie Betts of the Dodgers, and Freddie Freeman also of the Dodgers. This is Acuna's award.
100%.
Yeah. And when you're creating a club,
Yeah.
you get the MVP. Yep.
Yeah.
So let's move on to Cy Young. The NL Cy Young, we got Zach Gallen of the Diamondbacks, Blake Snell of the Padres, and Logan Webb of the Giants. This is a little more complicated, I feel like.
This one's really not simple.
Who do you have in this one, Brig? I know who I have.
I don't. I can make a case for all of them, but I can also make a case for why are these the three guys.
So honestly, I would give it to Snell because he was most consistent out of the group.
Sure.
Because my other guy would be Zach Gallen, and part of it is because I'm really close to it, right?
Yeah.
I followed Zach Gallen right close because I'm local. But later on in the toward the middle part of the season, he had some really rough outings that I think Snell didn't have in the middle of the season. Like he got all his rough stuff out of the way very, very early, and there wasn't a lot of it. And then he was pretty much nails the rest of the way. So I think Blake Snell is your Cy Young Award winner this year, National League.
Okay, I like it. I don't have anything to say against that.
Excellent. Rookie of the Year, Corbin Carroll of the Diamondbacks, and he will win against James Outman of the Dodgers and Kodai Senga of the Mets.
100%. And he should have won it. It didn't matter what the postseason. These aren't postseason awards anyway, but you forget the recency. You forget the stage. Doesn't matter. He should win that.
Yep, for sure. National League Manager of the Year, Craig Counsell of the Brewers, formerly of the Brewers, now of the Cubs.
Oh, boy.
Skip Schumacher of the Marlins and Brian Snitker of the Braves.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough.
I don't think it's tough.
Who do you have?
I have Snitker because during the regular season, the Braves were truly inevitable.
It's true.
It did not matter who they were playing or when or why. If they lost a game, it was because they chose to rest. It had nothing to do.
Well, they didn't rest anybody for, I guess, their core guys. None of their core guys until they clinched.
Yeah, that's true. But that's what I mean. They lost so few games. It feels like it was deliberate. They had to have been.
Actually, I think you're right. Because they were the most well balanced team until the last week in the season.
And the most consistent and the most, dude, it was unreal.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna give it to Counsell. My other thing would have been Skip Schumacher. Yeah. Because Jim used to say making chicken soup out of chicken doo-doo.
Yeah.
And I felt like Skip Schumacher did that a lot of this season because he was without guys. Yeah. He was without Jazz Chisholm a lot. Right. Yeah. And he really turned that team into something great this year.
I agree.
Given what he had. So
well, and Luis Arraez helped a lot. Remember when he was battling?
Oh yeah. He was hitting around 400. Jorge Soler was hitting bombs left and right. Absolutely.
Totally. There was Chisholm wasn't the only one.